Here now is the news in details. Holders of Belize bonds have formed a committee to dialogue with government on the restructuring of the 2038 bonds. Belize's super bond, which matures in 2038, was renegotiated 2 years ago and carries a step-up coupon that climbs from 5% to 6.767% in August of 2017. According to a report by Reuters news agency, creditors note that the restructuring has provided Belize with $100 million in debt service relief to date. But the government of Belize has explained that circumstances have changed since the last restructuring of the debt in 2013, and that the economy of Belize is underperforming significantly compared to projections that were made at the time of the renegotiations. The Belize Territorial Volunteers today issued a statement on the continued aggression of the Guatemalan Armed Forces at the Sarstoon. As we have reported previously, the latest incident happened late last week when Guatemalan soldiers confronted a patrol from Satim and informed them of some as yet unexplained protocol which they needed to follow in order to access the Sarstoon River. According to BTV, led by activist and politician Will Mejia, in less than a month, Belizeans have experienced the GAF's unrelenting stoppages and indeed detentions because, according to the GAF aggressors, the Belizeans whom they have detained or whom they have stopped from proceeding in and through Belizean waters and Belize's sovereign territory have not respected the protocols. The BTV release says that there seems to be an indication that these protocols are shared between Belize and Guatemala at the level of the respective ministries of foreign affairs. According to the latest video showing the GAFs stopping members of Satim's ranger team at the entrance to the Sarstoon River last week and questioning them as to their reason for traveling up the river. The BTB is demanding that the government of Belize definitively and immediately clarify to the nation the matter of the existence or not of a Sarstoon protocol. BTV also wants a note of protest to be filed with the United Nations Security Council and that a proper rules of engagement be put in place to govern persons that should be traversing Belize's sovereign waters at the Sarstoon. Police across two jurisdictions, Belize's Eastern Division and Dangriga, are investigating a disturbing case of aggravated burglary. Authorities have not released official details as yet, but TNC News understands that the incident happened last night in Gales Point Village in the Belize district. According to our source, a couple was held captive by a group of armed men. The incident left the couple shaken, and according to police, an SUV belonging to the couple was found on an abandoned feeder road this morning in Hattieville Village. The couple later went into the Hattieville police station to report that they had been held up. Investigations continue. The Cayo Center for Employment Training and the St. Ignatius High School are tonight celebrating a partnership that is making continuing education easier to access in the Cayo district. The manager of the Cayo Center for Employment Training, Edilberto Romero, spoke with TNC News about the partnership.
It is of utmost importance because the evening division or the adult continuation education at St. Ignatius needs trade skills, training in these various technical programs, so that the adults at the end of the day they can become more marketable. At the end of the day they become they get dual certification, they get a high school diploma and a certificate from Cayo Set. And so with a skill and a high school diploma, this at the end of the day can translate to better interviews, higher employment rate. That's how important it is for us.
If anybody wants to take part in this program, how do they go about accessing it?
Well, what they need to do really and truly is they need to visit St. Ignatius and register for the adult continuation education. And one of the requirements is for them to actually do a trade right here at Cayo Set. And so that is how they could access one of our programs. But apart from that, if they want to do a full-time program during the day, they can also come to Kioset and register here, and they will do a full-time Monday to Friday trade skill program here at Kioset.
How many people involved in this program, in this partnership?
Well, originally, early this year, back in April or so, we piloted a bartending program, and it had only 15 trainees, 15 students from St. Ignatius. It was a success, it went well, and now we have 4 different programs, and we have 110 students. So it has grown, and we can only improve from here, no?
The partnership between the Cayo Center for Employment Training and the St. Ignatius High School has the blessings of the Ministry of Education, which is applauding the success of the initiative so far. Dr. Sheldon Samuels is the National Coordinator for Adult Continuing Education.
The significance of the partnership between the two institutions is very important because a part of the Ministry of Education, Belize Education Sector Strategy, one of the things that we're trying to establish is to see how we can get both institutions to forge this collaboration whereby we create more options and more offering to the adult learner. So from that front, what it would actually do is to give the adult learner from either institution the ability or the opportunity to have more options in terms of skills.
This celebration today is testament that that partnership is working. Do you foresee this happening with other institutions?
That is the goal. So we are currently at this stage testing it here. If it works well, we're thinking about expanding it to other institutions. In fact, right now we're thinking about entering into discussion with the Institute for Technical Education and Training in Belize City and the Gwendolyn High School Innovation. Hopefully we'll be able to do similar collaboration.
The ministry applauds a partnership like this, but how much support other than just saying we applaud it does the ministry put into it?
Well, as I said, this is very high on the ministry's agenda. In fact, the idea, the concept really arisen from the Minister of Education. He is about see how we can create more access for this type of training or this type of learning for adult learners. And through this partnership, the ministry is really indicating that we are committed to ensure that our adult learners have as much access to technical and vocational education and at the same time having access to a high school equivalency certificate.
So basically, this thing has the support from the top all the way to the bottom.
Right, it does because it's a part of our Belize Education Sector Strategy where we encourage this sort of training and this sort of collaboration and partnership.
The official ceremony marking the partnership between the St. Ignatius High School and the Cayo Center for Employment Training was held earlier tonight at the Cayo Set compound. You're watching the 9 o'clock news. We will have more of the day's stories for you right after these messages.